Hey YouTube, Doublexthebeast back here again. Gonna do my comic call number two. Last month I did comic call number one, and I think I had about 10 to 15 books that I had on there. This one I've got a lot more books. I've got about 25 I've got in, so I'm gonna go through them pretty quickly and maybe touch on some of the nicer ones a little bit. Before I get started, I'm gonna give a little shout out to Eric. Those back pages. He basically was insulting me and telling me I was a rookie. I'm kidding, by the way, about the insulting. He told me I was a rookie and wasn't using these Gerber My Light 2s. So I ordered some, and man, I have to say I'm very pleased with them. They look great. So I put all my nicer books in them, and they definitely add a different visual to the comic books. Just being able to see through them so clearly and super clear surface on them. I really enjoy them. So thank you, Eric, for turning me on to those. So I'll get started. I've got quite a few Thor books. I've got a little bit of X-Men, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but most of this is going to be Amazing Spider-Man. So let's get started. I've never really owned a lot of Thor books, and so I've really started to enjoy the journey into mystery, and then leading to some of the Mighty Thor books, and especially this one's picturing Galactus. I love the 159, 160 through about 169 specifically. It's a great run of books. Just right in the middle of it, you've got the first appearance of Adam Warlock and tons of Galactus appearances, and so I've kind of started picking those up. I'll finish that run here in the next few months. But this is issue 161, and just this great up close visual of Galactus's face. Him and Ego doing battle, and Thor kind of caught in the middle. I really like that visual effect there in that book. Not a crazy book as far as anything happening, but just really cool book. This is 164, just a nice classic image. You see this image here quite a bit, and that's a pretty cool picture. Just a pretty cool drawing. And then 167 is the next one I've got. This one is by far the worst condition of all of them. You can see this big crease right there in indentation. There's several little color breaks and some other things going on. So I'll probably upgrade this down the road, but it came in a lot that I bought, so it'll do for now. It needs to be pressed really bad. It would definitely make it look better. So nothing crazy with that one either, other than the Loki cover. This one on the other hand is one that I really wanted, and just this ginormous drawing of Galactus here and Thor and him doing battle, and I like it when there's not a lot of not too busy of a cover, and that one's perfect. That's one of the better covers you'll see. I like how they use up the entire space. They even cover up part of the lettering there. That's awesome. But just a great one. And I always like this too. Galactus found. How the hell do you lose, somebody like Galactus, somebody that size? Yeah, you tell me. So really cool book. Next one I've got is 169, and this one's a cool cover too, just with the little images you'll see of scattered out of Galactus here and there, and his face kind of sunk back into here, and then Thor flying through his chest, and this has his origin, has Galactus's origin. So it's a somewhat significant book, and this one's in pretty nice shape. This one's probably a 6, maybe it may even push a 7 after I press it. It needs to be cleaned a little bit. There's a little bit of dirt on some of the white, but most of the whites look really good on it. So the camera looks like it's picking the whites up pretty good. Cool book. Next one I've got is this Marvel 2-in-1 presents The Thing and Spider-Man. And of course, it's got this famous cover of Thanos and Spider-Man duking it out and the Hulk laying on the ground. And you can see Adam Warlock's face very vaguely here in the background, but just look at all the colors they used. I wish the drawing took up more of the page. I wish it didn't have, all this going on. But it's an annual. They're kind of known for that. But very cool book. Very very cool Spider-Man crossover. Which that's really why I was picking it up, is because of trying to get some of these Amazing Spider-Man or just Spider-Man crossovers. So really cool. Next one up is another Spider-Man crossover, and this is Daredevil number 16. So this is a very old crossover with these two, and I think this is the second crossover with Daredevil and Spider-Man, followed behind Amazing Spider-Man 16. So it's funny that they're both number 16 in their series, but this one's got some writing on it. You can see right here where somebody's wrote 10. Other than that, visually it looks very good. There's a light crease right here that doesn't break the color that I think the press will fix. Then there's a few spine splits, or color breaks on the spine, not spine splits, but right there that take away visually. But overall, the colors look outstanding, and it's just a classic cover. Let's do a couple of Uncanny X-Men next. Got 141. Of course, this is Days of Future Past storyline. It's one of the most infamous Claremont and Byrne runs that there is. Just the drawing and the storyline and everything is just awesome in this. So great book. This one's in pretty nice shape. I think the seller estimated around an 8. That's about what it is. It's got a little bit of corner ding right there to it, but I think a pressing is going to make it stand out a lot, and it may be 7.5, 8, something like that. But definitely, it was worth picking up just because of the storyline and how significant it was to me as a kid. I love that book, and probably more than that one, I actually loved the second part of that, mainly because of this cover. This was just awesome as a kid. This is issue 142, and this book's in higher grade than the other. Outside of same thing, just the corner, one corner really holds it back. But just a great cover, great story. There's nothing. It was basically perfect. They handled the entire storyline perfectly. Next up is the last book I've got before we get into Amazing Spider-Man. This is Fantastic Four 72, and I'm trying to get all the Fantastic Four books that have Silver Surfer in them, and especially the ones where it's the big artwork on the cover. I love issue 50, 55, 72. There's several of these that are like this, and this one just visually looks. To me, it just looks awesome. And I picked this up, and it's in really nice shape. It's probably like a 5, maybe a 5.5, and got it for next to nothing. That if you're looking for a book that just has great eye appeal, pick up one of these. These things aren't expensive. They're really cool. So awesome cover. Next up, so this is the only one that's. I think this is the only one that's not between issue 1 and 100. I'm trying to get the first 100. I picked this up the other day a couple weeks ago for like $5 delivered. And it's issue 374, and it just has a great Venom image. I believe it's Mark Bagley that did the cover on this one, if memory serves me right. And I picked it up also because it's in almost just perfect condition. So, that's a cool addition. Just anything with Venom right now is pretty incredible. Okay, so let's get into some older Amazing Spider-Man. Got issue 55. It's probably like a 4, maybe 4.5. On a good day. It's got some color breaks along the spine. I need to press it. You can see some of the reflection right there where it's just got some surface wear, but it's going to grade pretty well with the pressing. So, it knocks off one of the first 100 books off of my list. Up next is issue 56. Same story. It's a mid-grade book. Looks good. No major flaws. And it'll be one that knocks a book off the list, and a great Doctor Octopus cover, just like the last one. So this one's kind of you'll see this cover sometimes where Spidey joins Doc Ock, and the newspaper look, and this one has great colors. You can see the Spider-Man red and blue looks great. So cool book. Next is issue 57. So that's those 3 issues in a row. I tend to do that if I start on a run, I'll try to close it out before I move on to something else if I can, and that's what I did here. I went ahead and picked up issue 57. So just another non-significant as far as storyline really goes. Nothing crazy, non-significant book, but basically the first 101 Amazing Spider-Man books, they're almost all keys just because of how collected they are. So this is another cool book to add. And then which one's up? 58. So this was all 4 of these books in a row. 55, 56, 57, and 58. And this one, these black covers are tough. It's got some color breaks. It's got a lot of wear right here. So this one's maybe like a 3.5 maybe. Staples are attached good. The centerfold was good when I opened it up. Nothing crazy there, but it's it's in nice shape. It's not as high grade as I would like to have it, but for one of the filler issues, it's okay. Here's issue 44, and this is a great cover featuring the Lizard. I like the Lizard. You've probably seen it on my previous video, like the Hulk. I love the green colors. The greens, just I don't know why they stand out a lot, and he's got the same color pants like the Hulk does, so he's just got that same eye appeal to me, like the Hulk. So cool villain for sure. And I like the picture of Spider-Man here too. Up next is issue 66, and this is a gigantic image there of drawing there of the Mysterio. And I always like this cover. This cover is just outstanding to me is John Romita Sr. He was really in full stride at this point in time with Spider-Man, and all of his covers are great, but this one's really awesome. And it's got a little bit of corner. I don't know if the camera's picking up, just a little bit of corner wear, almost like paper loss right there. It really takes away from the grade, but the eye appeal is there. Let's see. Got issue 99. And this was after 3 issues of no not being approved by the Comics Code Authority. This is the first one when they come back to it, and of course it's the 1 issue before the anniversary 100 issue. So it's a filler issue to a certain degree, but it's also you're getting down towards the end of the 15-cent issues. You're almost out of the top 100 books, and so it's still cool to knock it off the list. Getting down to some better ones now. So this is issue 98, and this is a pretty cool Green Goblin cover, I think, and Spider-Man clawing his way down the building where he's sliding down, and this is one of the ones that's one of the drug stories that does not have the Comics Code Authority stamp, like I was talking about in the previous issue, the previous book I showed. So this one is in really, really, really nice shape, except for it's got some staining. I don't know how well the camera's right there in that yellow. You can see there's some staining along there, and right there's some. I actually got this intentionally with that. I got to practice my cleaning a little bit and see how much of that comes off. There's some more right here on the 15-cent logo, and so I'm gonna spend a little bit of time and see if I can't clean that, and just trying to get a little bit better at it. So, but look at the at the colors of Spider-Man there. I mean, they're perfect. And then the Green Goblin's colors, they really stand out. So the colors are good. And the overall condition is really good. Just I've got to do some cleaning on it. Up next, and this is probably one of the better key books I've got so far of Amazing Spider-Man. And this is issue 46, and it's of course known for being the first appearance of the Shocker. And this one's probably like maybe a 3.5, maybe with the pressing, maybe get up to a 3.5 or 4. But it's got some spine wear a little bit. But like I said, you get the theme at this point in time that the colors are what really matters to me. And as long as the colors are bright and it's not falling apart, I can handle a little bit of issues around the edges. It doesn't bother me at all. But look at the color of the Shocker, and then all the lighting, the way all this lighting was done, inlay with all these little grooves and everything, and then Spider-Man's colors are very bright. So this is a cool first appearance, I think, and one that I was really happy to add. Then this is another favorite of mine. This is issue 33, and this is just a great story. First off, but it's just this cover. I love the Ditko art. This is getting down to where he was down to 4 or 5 issues left after this, and I think he's one of the better artists ever at drawing water. Several of his covers have water, and I just the colors he used, they're just awesome. They really are. And so this one was a big one for me to add because I've wanted it since I started buying comic books the last few months, and I always wanted it as a kid, and I never owned it. But this one's in really, really nice shape. This one's probably maybe a 5 or 6 at least, and it's got some color breaks along the spine, but outside of that, I mean, it's a solid book. So really cool. Really happy to add that one. Up next, this is issue 26, in the Man in the Crime Master's Mask, and you can see the Green Goblin back here. I think this is the maybe 5th appearance of Green Goblin at this point in time, 4th or 5th, if I remember correctly. I know he's in issue 23, 17, 14. This one, and I want to say there's one more before this one, but this book looks, it presents well. Unfortunately, it's got a tape pull, you can see, right there, and that takes away from the grade, pretty massively. But still, nice book. It's an early book. I mean, any of these ones in the top 30 or 40 books are, they're pretty awesome to have. And then you've got the Green Goblin on the cover, which just adds to it. And you'll notice coming up, I've got more Green Goblin books, and this is already the second one. I didn't intentionally buy so many Green Goblin books until I got going, and I realized that I'd done that on this haul. So I just kept buying them. I figured while I was on a run of Green Goblin, let's just do everything I could to knock out a bunch of them. So actually, all 3 of the last 3 books for tonight are all Green Goblin covers and appearances. And so the last one I'll show you, I'm going to show you this one and one more, and then there's going to be the final one. These were all big ones to add. This is the one that's probably in the worst condition, at least out of the 2 raw books. I'm going to show you one graded one, but it looks okay. It's probably it's a solid 3, I would guess, but it needs to be pressed very, very badly, and you can see it's got some spine roll to it. The staples aren't overly, they're not the best attached. This book's not perfect. I'll have to upgrade it down the road. But it visually, just from a distance, it looks awesome because of the bright colors, because of the way it appears. It does have a date stamp right here, 6/15. I can't tell the year, but it does have that. But like I said, it's a nice book. This is very popular cover, and issue 40, of course. So great book, great Green Goblin cover, and Spider-Man just really looking like he's had enough of old Storm and Norman here. So got one more to show before the final one. And this is the one I've got that's in the highest grade out of most of the books I've shown. I was pretty blown away when I got it in. The seller had told me he thought it was around a 6. And I think it's higher than that. And this is issue 39. And this is the first Romita art in Amazing Spider-Man. So just an awesome book. This is one I've been hunting and looking for since I started buying these Amazing Spider-Man books. And colors are great. The Green Goblin looks awesome in this picture. This is one of the absolute best covers, in my opinion, that there is. And so I was super pleased to add it, and just even more thrilled when I got it in and saw the condition. I was pretty blown away with it. It looks awesome. So cool cover, great book, great story. So I've got one more tonight, and I got to take it out of this sleeve here real quick. I've been waiting on it to come in. Thanksgiving kind of delayed things. So I wasn't in the spot right now where I was going to buy a first appearance of the Green Goblin. So I went with the second appearance of the Green Goblin, which is issue 17. I wanted this one graded. Everything in the top 20, I'll probably buy graded, unless I just get a good deal on something and I can see it in person before I buy it. But I was pretty thrilled to add this one. Let me get zoomed up here, and it's just a great cover. You see the Green Goblin there, you see the torch, you see Jameson. You got a lot going on. Of course, Spidey swinging in here. Second appearance of Green Goblin, maybe not a huge significant key book, but this is my first Amazing Spider-Man since I started buying these that's in the top 20 books. And we all know that those are the ones that are just super tough, so not going off the list, and then see if I can keep going and add more. So this one was a big one to add for me. So I was very thrilled to get it, and then having it already graded. I don't have to mess with anything with worrying about if anything's been messed with it or anything along those lines. It's not been restored. The pages are off-white. I wanted, of course, everybody wants white pages. That's what I was really looking for. Couldn't find one in the price range I wanted to spend. So got the off-white pages, and, I can live with that. But anyways, that's all I've got for tonight. I just wanted to share, Common Call number 2. And I'll be back probably in mid-January with another haul. Like I said, I've got one other really nice book that's incoming right now, and then I've got several others on the radar that I'm going to be buying. So, anyway, subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments if you've got anything cool you want to sell, want to move. Just let me know. Thank you.